Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we finally had a decent mission last episode. That was nice. I wonder if our luck will last. Probably not. But we do need to get some repairs done here, and it looks like we can get everything but the Fafnir done before the financial report, even with prioritizing the Fafnir. Yes. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll tick forward here. And we'll get all of those repairs underway here. The Salamander may require additional repairs, which is unfortunate because it's the longest. But we could... What do we want to do for trading here? Cash for the fresh food, 75,000 sea bills. Machine tools in trade, which the mech bay could use to boost productivity. We're going to trade for supplies. Excellent. Plus 2 tech point boost for 30 days. That is very good right now, because that will speed up our repairs, and that's important. So we'll go ahead and tick forward. Our Salamander will be done in 3 days. Okay, so that's everything but the Fafnir done, but I believe the Salamander has some crits internally to take care of. Actually, no. The Salamander is good to go. All that internal damage and not a single crit. Okay, cool. The Salamander's durability is definitely something that I'd like to think about. We're running cased clan armor right now. I don't think we have any better armor for that. No, not really. I would like to get some better frontline armor on here that has a built-in damage reduction on it. That would help dramatically with the Salamander. The Salamander is maxed out on its armor, no doubt about it, and it's running the AMS Flare. It's also got that heat exchanger. So, yeah, I mean... The major problem with the Salamander is just that it likes to get in front and let that big MRM volley fly, and often it'll one-shot with that first volley, and then it's exposed. So it needs support, I feel like. We may just have to play slightly differently for that. Let's hop into the barracks, and we'll get any promos done that we can. And then we'll try another deployment and see if our luck has actually changed, or if that was a fluke. Honestly, I'm expecting that to be a fluke. But let's see. Kodiak doesn't have anything to do, so that's fine. We'll hop into the command center, and let's see what's available here. A 7.5 skull, that's a blackout. We're not going to be doing that, just because of the tonnage weight limit. A destroy base. I would be tempted to run this, except... I don't really want to deal with the amount of damage that can come out of the artillery turrets right now. I would like to take a relatively small amount of damage this time, and after this run, we'll be okay with more damage. A Badlands in the battle, that's definitely what that says. I didn't switch that around at all. I'm leaning towards this. These urban battles can be a little tough for us because we are fairly reliant on LOS. Especially now that knockdowns are affecting our artillery platforms, our LOS is more important. Like, previously we could fight almost entirely indirect with artillery, but we have to either have our artillery fire rate by bracing the turn before, or we have to accept the knockdowns, which essentially limits our fire. Like, the way I think about the knockdowns, it doesn't limit our weight of fire. Wow, words are very hard. Our rate of fire. It doesn't limit that. What it limits is the number of times we can fire it. And that's a random amount, to be sure. Sometimes we can only fire it like 4 times, because we fail the knockdown and get injured every time. Sometimes we can fire it a lot more than that, and then we're probably limited based on our ammo rather than the knockdown mechanic. I don't know, it just feels kind of weird to me. But regardless, what else do we have here? We've got... I'm really leaning towards this battle in the Badlands. Yeah, these down here have really low compensation. This is the one I'm leaning towards. So let's go ahead and check here. I don't think this is a free priority salvage. I think we run this straight down the middle. We're against Comstar. I didn't realize that. That is actually a problem, and I think we'll switch over to the urban, but that's Comstar as well. I don't want to fight Comstar because they have larger forces, so we may have to go for something else. This is a Cretan base. This is a defend-based mission. Comstar is the op for. Comstar didn't used to be active on this planet. Okay. That's a little unfortunate, but that's okay, I guess. There's a capture base here, an ambush convoy. That might not be too bad. Recovery, target acquisition, recovery. These are some very awkward missions. There's not one that I'm seeing that's just immediately popping out at me. I think we're going to have to try this one, going up against Karita. Now, this is basically the same as the last mission, and it is a free priority salvage. So we could run it here. That sounds good to me. And we run this with the same mechs that we ran last time. Sounds good as well. Yep, go ahead and do it. 8 skill mission, so we should be assuming that they likely have airstrikes. And we know there's going to be reinforcements. It's basically the same mission as the last mission. We're hoping, fingers crossed, that they don't have the reinforcements quite as far away. But we know there's going to be reinforcements, so there will be at least 2 lances. There could be as many as 5 if we roll badly. There could be 3 support lances. We're hoping that there's not. Hopefully our luck has changed. But let's see. We're looking to not take too much damage this time. But that salamander running up, getting a big salvo off, and then just getting mauled, that's definitely been a pattern. And one that I want to address. But of course, for now, we need to destroy the enemy patrol. We have an operation planned to raid a Karitan logistical base, steal everything that isn't nailed down, and sell it on the black market. There's a missing element in the plan. You. We need you to draw off a Karitan patrol so we can move into the base unopposed and load the goods. We figure that you hit the patrol, they call us for reinforcements, and then you take those out as well. They call for reinforcements, not us. Then we sell the stuff and split the take with you. So literally the same scenario that we ran last episode, but our options were very limited. Intentionally provoking a patrol to get it to call for reinforcements. What does it say about our jobs that this isn't the craziest mission we've done? Indeed not. Okay, so let's see what we've got here.
Online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Excellent. Let's go. Hopefully we're a little closer in to the enemy this time.
Interface initiated.
Targets should be within this vicinity. Okay. They are going to call for reinforcements. Yes, we know that. This is the closest we can deploy to the vicinity. Okay. We could deploy out over this way. We don't have jump jets to get up here, although we might be able to careful maneuver up that. That would be funny if we could. We'll probably have LOS over here, right? We might be blocked a little bit, but I don't really want to drop too close to this transformer. We could drop up over here, but maybe we drop over here. That way we can go down this ramp if we need to. So we drop somewhere like... RogueTech, you okay? There we go. It caught up. Interesting that it doesn't want to let us drop here. Okay, so there's certainly some enemies over that way, huh? We saw 4 units here. They disappeared quickly, but I definitely saw 4 units here. This must be the reinforcements. Okay. So we'll let them move, of course, and they will update the... Yep, there's the reinforcements. They will update the sensors. Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on up here. We see a king crab. We see a victor. We see... Okay, Firestarter jumping. For now, that's not a big concern. Our biggest concern right now is the fact that we don't have any evasive. We are braced, but we don't drop in with evasive, unlike them. This king crab moves in phase 13. We move in phase 14 at the earliest. Or actually, phase 15. We should probably reserve here and let them finish moving. So these guys are very spread out. The reinforcements are not currently. but they will likely spread out a bit here. They've got a Maelstrom, they've got a Hatamoto Chi, they've got this Fire Starter. They have another mech over here, I'm pretty sure. We're going to reserve the Longbow as well. And we're probably going to start moving after this King Crab does. That will be a very solid first target for us. Now, we might be getting some LOS here. Okay, some AoE damage there. I'm not too concerned about that.
Is that it? I'm barely scratched.
Okay, one final reservation to allow that King Crab to move. He will likely be able to find a firing corridor over here somewhere. Ow. Well, we knew that the King Crab was going to do some damage.
That shot got past my arm.
Now we know he's running M7s as opposed to the standard AC-20 build. So that's fine. We're going to move the Annihilator over here-ish. I would like to move it a little further, I think. Yes. Here will be better. We're going to position it here. We're going to fire on that King Crab. We're going to Warlord. And we're going to fire cluster ammo. I just want to armor shred this King Crab.
Engaging target.
Good armor damage. Okay. Next up is a phase 12 mover. Look how clustered these guys are. Interesting. Okay, so next up is our Bull Shark. The Bull Shark is absolutely going to head over this way. We don't really want to turn our rear arc to these guys, but we'll position over here side on. And we're going to drop our Long Tom right on this Hatamoto Chi. Hopefully we don't get knocked down, but this is going to do a lot of damage to them.
Target confirmed.
Fantastic. We blew up the Transformer as well. That was actually a huge amount of damage. Beautiful.
Receiving you.
So next up is the Longbow. The Longbow is... I guess it's blocked by the Annihilator. Okay, fair enough. What are our hit odds right now on that King Crab? 75. Take it. We're going to Warlord. We're going to fire on this guy with 80% hit odds. And that's going to do good armor shred. Whoa, that actually killed him?
Target neutralized.
I'm shocked. I really didn't expect that to kill him. Okay, that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. We don't have LOS on any of these units over here, so we're just simply going to move the Magcat up in front of the Longbow over here to block for it. And we're just going to brace. Next up is going to be our Awesome. The Awesome is going to position over here to fight this Lance if necessary. We're just going to brace for the moment.
What can I do for
Our
you?
Mauler is also going to head over this direction.
Got it. Max speed, no shooting.
Okay.
Yo.
Now, the Salamander. We're going to head over here as well.
Aye, aye, Skipper.
Now, it's going to be next round before we can really guarantee doing anything. But that's fine. We're going to take our Bull Shark, and we're going to position it over this way. And of course, we're going to continue to drop artillery right on this Hatamoto Chi. That is a very big deal that we've done as much damage here as we have. And we are going to drop a high explosive and arrow 4 right on this guy. Cool. So, we didn't destroy any of those mechs, but all 3 of these are heavily damaged. Excellent. They have 2 Phase 18 movers. They have 3 mechs up here. They have their Hatamoto Chi, which moved... Actually, that wasn't the Hatamoto Chi. That was the Rakshasa that moved down over this way. Their Victor jumps. Fires on our Annihilator. That's fine. The Victor is now in LOS, so these mechs are going to be capable of hitting that Victor, and it's going to be getting evasive very soon. So we're going to sprint our Salamander down this way. I'm gonna shy over towards this side, hoping to get an LOS on that Rakshasa that came down this way.
All right, let's move.
We don't have an LOS, but we do have visuals. Or, not visuals, but it's on sensor now. So we can go ahead and drop LRMs on the Rakshasa.
Let's see what you got.
We're not going to get a ton done there, but that's okay. Let's see what they decide to do here. They're going to move the fire starter next. And that'll be fine. I need to try to pivot the camera here a bit. There we go. It's always awkward when we're in the enemy turn here and the frame rate's low. I still am a little baffled that they didn't move the AI calculation onto a separate thread. I don't know. Maybe that's just my Unity dev elitism coming in.
Yes, Commander.
Clearly. So we're going to move up with our Annihilator over here. The Annihilator's goal is to hit this Victor and make him unsteady, and also shred his armor off a little bit.
Target locked.
There we go. That is one unsteady Victor.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Now the Mauler, we're going to send the Mauler out over this direction. That actually gets us an LOS on this Maelstrom. The Mauler is a little bit exposed here, and I would like to Vigilance it. And then we're going to Warlord it. Our hit odds aren't amazing here, but we're going to potshot this and see what we get. A decent hit there. Sadly, the Heavy Gauss missed, but that's not shocking. So phase 14, they don't move any of these mechs. Okay. Next up is our longbow, and our longbow is going to head out over here. We are absolutely hitting this Victor. There's no way around that one. Are we better off in Artemis 4 here? Probably. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and fire Artemis 4.
Targeting Alpha Strike.
Wow.
Hostile eliminated.
That longbow is getting some good hits off. That's going really well, actually. The Hanmoto Chi getting a rear attack on the Mad Cat, that's unsurprising. It's also not really relevant.
Taking heavy hits, Commander.
Like, that's completely pointless. The Mad Cat Mark II jumps, and we now have vision on it. It goes for the Annihilator, which is fine. The Annihilator is completely happy in that role. It also knocked down a building or something. Yeah, a building over here it knocked down, which means that we have a better LOS over this way. That's actually convenient. At this point, it is our Bull Shark. Our Bull Shark is going to stay put, and we're going to drop artillery on this fire starter. Now, we may not hit the Rakshasa from this angle. We'll see.
Firing on target.
Oh, there's battle armor over here. I did not realize that.
Take that.
Okay. So the Hatamoto Chi is already moved. This building is almost taken down. The Maelstrom moves over this way, goes for the Salamander. That's unsurprising. This is about what I expected to have happen.
I'm losing armor left and right.
Oh, you're fine. Don't worry about it, buddy. The Boar's Head is going to stay put, and we're going to drop artillery once again on this fire starter. Now, I expect the fire starter to die here. I don't necessarily expect anything else to die, except for maybe the battle armor.
Here we go.
That wasn't the greatest artillery hits I've ever seen,
Maybe things are looking up.
but he ejects. Okay. Now we don't know that the battle armor is dead, but that's okay.
Ready for orders.
The Awesome is going to come in over this way and support the Salamander's push. And who are we going to fire on? Well, it's whoever our hit odds are highest on, and that is actually the Rakshasa of all things. I would not have expected that, but here we are.
Locking in all weapon systems.
That was pretty good.
Reporting. Critical hit.
Okay, so next up is our Mad Cat Mark II. The Mad Cat Mark II is coming out over this way. We are looking to hit their Mad Cat Mark II. We will Warlord to boost up our enhanced LRM-15 hit odds, and we'll also fire Listen Kill to make that a little stronger. We'll shred some armor off of this Mad Cat and hopefully make him unsteady as well. Yes, that is perfect.
It's on now.
Okay, he moves in phase 16.
I hear ya.
Sounds good. Now the Mauler is actually going to turn around and run this direction.
Going turbo.
We'd love to hit that Rakshasa. Hit odds are really bad. We're not going to fire the Heavy Gauss because of refire penalties, but we'll fire the rest of what we've got here and see if we hit anything.
Special delivery.
Okay, we hit one large laser there. I guess that's something.
There's more where that
He is
came from.
unsteady, but he probably moves very soon. Phase 17. So yeah, he moves now. And when does the Mad Cat Mark II move? Okay, he's going for the rear arc on the longbow. That cooling is an issue for the longbow.
My heat sinks can't vent fast enough.
Actually, it shut down the longbow.
Engine shut down.
That's
I'm a
unfortunate. We didn't get very overheated there.
Way over
That's
the
a bad
red
roll,
line. I'm shutting down.
but that's okay. So that, of course, means that the longbow is going to be a pretty major target. These two are grouped together. Interesting.
Confirmed.
So the salamander is going to walk in over here. We're going to take this cover position.
Copy that.
Just checking hit odds here. The obvious choice is a Maelstrom. We could even stray shot kill the Rakshasa here. So we're going to fire on the Maelstrom. We're going to Warlord. The Maelstrom is pretty untouched, and so we're going to fire AX rounds.
I got you.
Okay, heavy damage to the Maelstrom. Yes, them going for the longbow is extraordinarily unsurprising here.
I'm under heavy fire.
Indeed. That is to be expected. Unfortunately, we rolled very low on our initiative this round. Now, this here, this transformer here, this does make it so that we don't want to drop artillery on these two. So we're going to move up with our awesome here.
Confirmed.
And we are not going to Warlord because that's on cooldown. But we'll continue to fire on this Maelstrom, and maybe we'll stray shot over here. I think we're not going to fire our ER medium laser due to heat, though. No stray shots going into the Rakshasa there. That's fine. Okay, so these two move in phase 11.
Aye, aye.
So our Annihilator is obviously going to step, not forward, but it's going to stay where it's at, and we're going to fire on this Mad Cat Mark II. We'll make it unsteady again. I'm okay with this overheat. Okay, that didn't quite make it unsteady.
Damage. Damn it.
The longbow will restart, and that's all it can do. Our artillery is likely going to want to target out over here now. The Maelstrom goes through the Bull Shark. We're okay for now. However, where did that move to? It moved over here. The Maelstrom is now a perfectly fine artillery target.
Commander?
So the Bull Shark will remain exactly where it's at, and we're going to hit this Maelstrom. Do it.
Everything I've got.
Excellent.
Target's taking a critical hit.
So that's completely fine. Lots of damage to these three mechs. They are definitely going to go away soon. The Hatamoto Chi moves and fires on the Bull Shark, unsurprising. The Bull Shark's armor is completely fine right now.
I just realized.
Okay, the Boar's Head is also going to hit the Maelstrom here. And we could easily see a kill on it.
Affirmative.
It's a lot of damage
Critical.
and a knockdown. So that's probably 2 pilot injuries there.
Affecting my performance.
Next up is our Mad Cat Mark II, which is going to stay where it's at. We're going to continue firing on their Mad Cat Mark II. And continue to armor strip it. As a structure exposure, ammo explosion, knockdown, multiple engine crits, fall damage, and he gets knocked down there. Okay. So that's a lot of damage to that Mad Cat Mark II.
Yep.
Next up is our Salamander, which is going to continue to engage over here. Which of these mechs is the bigger threat to us? Honestly, I think it's the Rakshasa. And that's our best hit odds as well. So that's actually ideal. And the reason I say this is because of its ECM. So we're going to hit this Rakshasa with improved. No point in firing AX here.
Here we go.
And that is one dead Rakshasa.
Target down.
Beautiful.
What can I
The
do
others
for
of
you?
these we can eliminate very easily here. We're going to move up with the Mauler, and the Mauler is going to... Actually, I want to check what's our odds on the Hatamoto Chi. Not great, so we're going to fire on the Maelstrom here. We could take out this Transformer with Stray Shot. Hopefully we don't. That's a dead Maelstrom, so that's good.
Gotcha.
All that's left over here is now the Hatamoto
Yes,
Chi,
Commander.
and the Annihilator is going to stay where it's at. Its Zeus, sadly, is jammed, but this Mad Cat Mark II should die here.
Copy that.
Yes. Okay, we've just about got this fully cleaned up.
Enemy down.
All we need now is the one unit that is out of LOS over here, which is a Black Knight. And the Awesome is going to move over here and actually maybe stay put. Yeah, go ahead and stay put. That'll be fine. Don't fire the improved heavy laser. Okay, we didn't stray shot the Salamander. That's what matters there. That Hatamoto Chi has taken a lot of damage. Our longbow is, at this point, going to move up here.
Roger that.
And we're going to work on the Black Knight. We're not firing Artemis 4, I can tell you that. I'm actually just going to brace. These hit odds aren't worth it.
Commander.
The Madcat Mark II, we're going to reserve. The Bull Shark is going to come up over this way. We do not need to fire artillery at that Hatamoto Chi, that's for sure. We're going to hit this Black Knight.
Target confirmed.
And get some armor damage to it. Cool. We actually haven't been knocked down yet, which I'm a little surprised by. We've been rolling pretty well overall in this particular mission. Again with the no support lances as well. I think they must have fixed that. We're going to not fire the LRM-20 for heat purposes.
Locking in target.
Okay. Good damage to that Black Knight.
The heat.
The Hatamoto Chi moves in phase 10.
Orders.
The Madcat Mark II should actually turn around here and fire on the Hatamoto Chi. Now, we could stray shot here, but these odds are good enough that I think we're a little unlikely. And even if we do, it's not going to do that much damage to these mechs.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. So there's their reinforcements gone.
Hostile eliminated.
All that's left is a Black Knight. We've definitely had a few lucky rolls, and I'm actually shocked that we haven't gotten knocked down.
Orders.
So the Salamander is going to turn around and start sprinting over this way. We have nothing left over here.
I hear
Same with the Mauler. We're hoping that we get LOS on that Black Knight, but if we don't, we'll take him out with LRMs and artillery. So we'll head over with the Awesome, and we could fire on that Black Knight, but I think we're out of range? Actually, we don't have sensors.
Awaiting orders.
Somebody failed their sensor roll. Okay. Well, we're going to take the Annihilator up over here and hope that we get our hands on a sensor
Roger
roll.
that.
No. Yeah, we definitely failed our sensor roll, and we don't know where they are, so we're going to move the longbow over here. And for now, we're just going to close in a little bit and sink heat.
Standing by.
And actually, this is a good opportunity to brace the Bull Shark and the Boar's Head
Standing by.
to ensure that we're not going to be knocked down next round. We have succeeded those rolls thus far, but if we keep pressing our luck, eventually we'll not. So the Madcat Mark II will close in over this way. Okay. We'll need to update our sensors. So we're going to head over this direction. There we go. Now we've got our sensor roll. So the Black Knight is just chilling over here. And we're going to lob a couple of LRMs in. We'll go ahead and Warlord to boost these. The Black Knight's armor is not hugely low. Okay.
Yep.
The Salamander will close on in. And we'll also lob LRMs here.
Affirmative.
Only hit 3 of those. That's sad.
Waiting on you,
The
Commander.
Mauler, of course, doesn't have LRMs, so it's just going to sprint up over this way.
On my way.
I thought I told it to sprint. Apparently not.
Ready
Well, that's
for
fine. The Awesome will move on up, and we are going to continue to lob LRMs. Hit odds are very low. But we actually hit more that time, so we'll call that good. And let's see what he does. He's just kind of running around in that pocket there. Okay, well, the longbow is going to stay put for maximum hit odds here. And we'll go ahead and Warlord. And let's see what we get here. Probably not a lot.
everything.
This Black Knight also keeps bracing, which is not helping us.
Awaiting
But the Bull
orders.
Shark is completely free to fire here.
Confirmed.
That's a solid hit. I like it.
Right here.
And the Boar's Head as well.
Here we go.
Excellent. We're through the armor.
Critical hit, Commander.
Okay.
Ready for orders.
The Madcat Mark II can move on in, And we only have a few rounds of listen kill ammo left. Oh, we're through the armor in the CT. Okay, well, we'll see about getting some more crit fishing going there.
That hit something good. I'm out of
And a
rounds.
knockdown on the Black Knight. Sounds good. Okay,
Standing
so the
by.
Annihilator will continue to move in.
Copy that.
Luckily, we still have our sensors. And we're just going to fire in the CT here. We're crit fishing at this point.
Firing on target.
And there we go. That's the crit we needed.
Tango down.
Beautiful. Let's get out of here.
Mission successful.
That's definitely more like how I want these missions to generate. I mean, it's not a bad thing, right? To have the occasional extreme mission. We were just rolling very badly. It wasn't occasional, it was every mission. So that's definitely a thing. Hopefully, it's not too far the other way now. Hopefully they've managed to strike a balance here. That's what I'm really looking for, is a decent balance between missions that are pretty much according to plan and missions that are not at all according to plan. That's the hope there. Okay, so we're going to accept this. I don't care about the salvage, really. We only have the one priority salvage. And what do we want to use that on? An M7? Probably not. A combat shield 7-ton. That's actually pretty good. Does that require hand actuators? It requires hands. Okay. We'll grab that. And we're going to sell this generic structure. The patchwork materials we can keep around. The flamer we'll get rid of. I'm interested in seeing if we can figure out a way to mount that on the Salamander. That on its own will be a big, big survivability boost to the Salamander and would solve a lot of problems. Now, the Salamander didn't really take much damage this time. It was much less focused, shall we say. So that's good. I mean, we didn't really give them a huge opportunity to focus it. They didn't have much of an opportunity to focus much of anything that time. The longbow, I guess you could argue that they did after they got that lucky shutdown, but they didn't really do much with it, so it's all good. I do want to see if we can get that combat shield onto the Salamander before we go here, because I'm liable to forget otherwise, but it is about time to put a cut in here, and let's see how much this is going to cost. Okay, 200k, 25 days. That's not bad. It's not actually 25 days, for the record. So go ahead and do that, Yang. That'll be fine. And we're going to hop into the mech bay quick. And once RogueTech gets around to loading in the mech bay, then we're going to go to the Salamander here. And we're going to stop work on this. Yes. It's not much. 15,594. Go ahead and do that. And we're going to refit it. So let's hop in here and see if we can get that in there. Now, I believe we're going to have to drop the AMS. Okay, we don't have enough tonnage in the specialist slots. Good to know. So we need to put armor into this leg, obviously. And that means, because it's a 7-ton piece of equipment, right? We just don't have enough here. So we can't equip that on the Salamander. We need a different option. That's fine. So this is actually slightly cheaper to do it that way. Okay, cool. Well, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we may try to remember to put that onto a mech, but I may also forget. And we're going to see if our luck has properly changed. I really hope it has. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods. But I hope it hasn't changed too much. I still want it to be challenging. That last mission wasn't too challenging. At this point, that's good. But in a little bit, that won't be so good. That said, I still want to end this at 300, so maybe it's okay to the end of the series. I don't know. As I was saying, though, you can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.